Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Chief Donnie Williams will be coming to you in just a few minutes to give and read a statement. He also has an additional letter to read to you, after which Mayor Bill Sappho will come before you. I have copies of public documents that we're going to be sharing, but we will distribute them after the news conference. After the chief and mayor make their comments, they're going to give way for a few questions. And when we believe time has lapsed, we will cut you off. And so at this time, we're going to make way for Chief Donnie Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members, staff, media, and more importantly, distinguished members of the community. Today is a challenging day for me because as your new police chief, one of my first major tasks is to announce the termination of 3 veteran Wilmington police officers. The reason they're terminated is for misconduct. While terminating an employee is never easy, there are times when it's necessary. And today, with the concurrence of our city council and at the direction of City Manager Sterling Cheatham, we will be releasing a summary of the internal investigation of these 3 officers, including their termination letters, written comments from me, which include directives for correction, and other information that is public under state personnel laws. Why are we releasing this information in this way? It's because of the times that we're in. And it's the right thing to do. Normally, personnel laws allow only a small amount of information to be made public. However, in exceptional cases, when it's essential to maintain public confidence in the administration of the city and our police department, more information may be released. This is the most exceptional and difficult case I have encountered in my career. We must establish new reforms for policing here at home and throughout this country. Yesterday, we officially terminated Officer James Gilmore, Corporal Jesse Moore II, and Officer Kevin Piner as a result of an internal investigation that uncovered extensive violations of the department's manual of rules, policies, which included our standard of conduct, criticism, and use of inappropriate language. This investigation started as a result of a supervisor's routine inspection of a video from Officer Piner's in-car camera. No one told us about this. We discovered it on our own because we have processes and policies in place. After a review of the video, the supervisor discovered 2 conversations that Officer Piner had. One with Officer Gilmore and the other with Corporal Jesse Moore II. The conversations included disrespectful language, hate-filled speech, and referring to black people as the N-word. They also criticized me on these videos. Several black officers within the agency and made negative comments about individuals outside of the agency. They made negative comments about our Black Lives Matter protest and were critical of our response. The 46-minute and 12-second conversations were brutally offensive and deserved immediate attention. You will find more details about the investigation in the public documents that we're releasing today. As a result, I have recommended that none of them be eligible for rehire in any position with the City of Wilmington. We will also notify the North Carolina Criminal Justice and Standards Commission on their behavior. The commission determines whether or not an officer can maintain their state certification to practice law enforcement. We will also consult with our District Attorney, Ben David, regarding their sustainability as witnesses, any biases they may have shown towards criminal defendants, and potential charges. Ben is unavailable, but he spoke with me personally on the phone earlier, and I'm going to read a statement from him. There are certain behaviors that one must have in order to be a police officer, and these 3 individuals have demonstrated that they do not possess it. When I first learned of these conversations, I was shocked, saddened, and disgusted. There is no place for this behavior in our agency or our city, and it will not be tolerated. Our agency is hurting today because individuals who we believe honored their oath of office violated and they ripped at every fabric of our family. Please pray for us as we heal and become better because of this challenge. Please, please, don't judge our officers based on the conduct of a few. We have a lot of officers that are out there risking their lives every day. And when you think about officers risking their lives, you probably think of the action stuff, the gun battles. Every time an officer gets in that intersection and directs traffic to make people get back and forth safely, they're risking their lives. Blood exposures, COVID-19. We have a lot of officers that care and love this community, both white, black, and other races also. These people care. That's why they went through all the training. That's why they went through the process to join this agency. In an effort to heal, I've put together a plan to move forward from this. I will be meeting with every officer individually during the month of July. I'm not meeting with them in groups of 20. I'm going to carve out time to sit down with every officer one-on-one for at least 15 to 20 minutes. We will engage in mandatory implicit bias training for everybody, all 350 employees. If you've had implicit bias training already, you will get a refresher course. It's not negotiable, it's mandatory. We will launch a cultural education series through small group dialogues. We want to include citizens in our hiring process. And if there's an opportunity we can include citizens in the policing process, we want to do that. We will increase our community engagement activities once we get past COVID-19. And I will assist our city council with the expiration of a citizen review board. Lastly, we will be filing a petition in which we will ask the court to review whether or not the video in this case should be released. The law requires a judge to make that determination, and we will support the judiciary by bringing the matter before the court and supplying any information or other documents the court may desire. This is to the media from District Attorney Ben David, our response to the termination of Wilmington police officers. Earlier this week, I was informed by Chief Donnie Williams that there were 3 Wilmington police officers using racial slurs while on duty and captured on cameras. I applaud Chief Williams' decisive right action to terminate these officers for their conduct. Since learning about the terminations, my office has undertaken a review of all cases where these officers were the primary charging officer. These cases were dismissed to date, and the individuals charged will be notified by mail of these dismissals in the coming days. Behaviors such as this exhibited by these former officers has no place in the courthouse or in the community. My office has no tolerance for racially offensive language and stands by the chief's position to eliminate it from the agency as well. And Ben was very, very bothered and emotional with all of this also. At this time, I'm going to call on our mayor to make a few comments, and then we'll do some questions.
I'd also like to recognize Councilmember Neil Anderson, Councilmember Charlie Rothbard, and Councilmember Ricky Barnett, who's also with us here today. Good afternoon. I was reminded just this week by a citizen that racism is a disease, and I believe that it must be stamped out with every step we take towards a fair and more equitable community for everyone. As your mayor, and I speak on behalf of the entire city council as well, we're in full support of the actions Chief Donnie Williams and his staff have taken, and will not tolerate this behavior from any city employee. Council voted unanimously today to give its full concurrence to release personnel information that is normally confidential, but in this case is essential for the public to know so that the public can maintain its confidence in this city and our police department. We were briefed on this personnel matter. I can honestly say that I was sickened by the vile and destructive language used by these officers. It was absolutely despicable. We believe that it was a matter that needed our urgent attention, and in an effort to support transparency and increase the level of trust in our community, we agreed unanimously to release the information that has been shared with all of you today. These efforts to promote transparency are not to punish those who do what is right. We are supporting them to help govern those who choose to do what is wrong. While I certainly didn't want Chief Williams' first official day on the job to start this way, I believe it is once again proof that we appointed the right individual to lead our agency and to guide us through this new season of police reforms. Chief Wiggins has outlined his plan for racial conciliation both within the agency and throughout the community. I believe that this plan will move us in the right direction to heal our community. I also want to echo the Chief's comments about our officers and the fact that we have great police officers who serve us daily with fairness and honesty. Please don't mistreat them because of the evil deeds of a few. Thank you.
Any questions?
I'll start off with Chief Williams. Anna Phillips, WUCP. You've been clear that this has been a very, very difficult day. How is morale among your senior officers, among just generally the department?
I will say that due to COVID-19 and all the unrest that's going on throughout the country, morale just hasn't been at its best. Because some officers may feel that, they're not liked right now. But I will say this, resilience. They continue to come to work, they work long hours, and they do what we ask them to do. And when I said it earlier, we have some great officers. And my biggest fear with all of this is the good will be all painted with the same brush that the bad will be painted with.
Can you speak a little to the investigation once you did find the video of these conversations? What was the timetable and when it happened and stuff like that?
It's in the package.
Okay.
Any more? Thank you very much. We appreciate you for coming. If you like, I've got your packets here.